everybody, hope you're doing okay. Welcome back to Just Add Ginger and thank you very much for clicking on this video. Now, as most of you may know if you've watched my videos for a while or if you watched my previous video, a few weeks ago boyfriend and I went to Paris and we got engaged. He asked me to marry him. It was very romantic and overwhelming, and ever since we got back it's kind of been that kind of post-engagement euphoria of getting nervous and excited and scared about planning a wedding. We're not actually planning on getting married until 2016, but because I am a massive stress head, I thought that I would really want to get uber organised and kind of not book everything and hire everything now, but get everything kind of sorted in my own head of what I wanted, so that when the time comes for booking things and organising things, I am not chomping my nails off and ending up with scabby hands, basically. So I wanted to do kind of a video for, like me, if you've just got engaged and you have no idea what you're doing, kind of what I've done from getting engaged up until now, which is about 2.5, 3 weeks later, which probably seems really fast, but I think the best way for me to not lose my head is to get everything sorted as quickly as possible. So this will be a video of kind of what I've done so far. If you're not interested in wedding planning videos, I completely understand. If you want to click off this video and watch something else, that's fine, but if you are interested in wedding planning videos or weddings, or you just got engaged yourself and you're coming with me on this journey, then please stay tuned and hopefully we can kind of help each other through this, because I don't really know what I'm doing. Okay, so the first thing after I got engaged in the kind of wedding planning process that I did was to go out and buy a wedding magazine. This in itself was a huge step. I didn't really know which one to go for, and even just putting it off the shelf and into my trolley was a big step, because it kind of pushed me into that place of, oh my gosh, I'm actually going to have to plan a wedding. I kind of had an idea in my head about the kinds of things that I was looking for, but I wasn't really 100% sure, so I bought magazines just to kind of tear things out of and make dogged pages just to give me some points of reference if I needed them. So I bought You and Your Wedding and Brides magazine. Those were my two first bride-to-be purchases, and what I actually started doing was I made myself a book out of bits of paper. I stapled it together and just started sticking things in and making notes, just so that I would have something to refer to until it got to a point where I got some kind of more formal wedding planner slash notebook. So that was the first thing I did. It was a big step in itself, but it actually really helped me to kind of get into the mindset of planning a wedding, and there were actually some really good articles that I've torn out and kept and stuck to the fridge and put in different places, just so that I remember that they're there, so that when it comes to me feeling a bit stressed, I can refer to them and be like, right, this is what I need to do and when I need to do it. That was within like the first week or so of telling both our parents, making it official. That's what the first thing I did. Dave. This cat is driving me crazy at the moment. He's in the cone of shame and he is just really being silly. He won't leave me alone today. Watching you. He's giving me puppy dog eyes, if that's even possible. Are you finished now? Thank you. I'm trying to film a video. Now sit down and behave yourself. After the whole magazine buying situation and starting to get an idea of what I might want, the next thing I decided to do was invest in a wedding planning book. I think they're a really good idea because not only is it something that you can take around with you when you go to see venues or go to try on dresses, but it's somewhere that in 10-20 years time, if I've got my own daughters and they are planning their wedding, or other relatives, I can get it out and reminisce about what it was like planning my own special day. So the wedding planner book that I actually went for was the Me to You wedding planner, the Tatty one. I'd seen this before in shops, and I really liked the way that it has different sections for different things. So for example, you've got wedding planning, budget planning, ceremony, reception, wardrobe, and a guest section at the back. And that for me really was important because it's basically gives you different things that you need to think about, and then notes where you can make your own notes, obviously, at the back of each section. There are also 2 clear pouches that are in the book, so you can keep things like receipts or emails and things like that. What I've actually done, gone a bit Monica from Friends, I've colour coordinated the planner with a key. So I've got my own colour. Boyfriend, fiance, no, she's going to be boyfriend, he started off as boyfriend. Boyfriend has his own colour, and then we've got a colour for things that we need to do together. I'm really sorry if you can hear background noise. Dave is playing with my... He's on top of my vanity unit. Thanks, Dave. As you do. Can you get down, please? And now he's going into my chest of drawers. See, that's what happens when you're silly. So, where was I? Yes, I've colour coordinated the planner so that if one of us was to look at it... I've got a mountaineering cat here. So if one of us was to look at the planner, throughout it there are different places that are highlighted. There are different places that are highlighted in terms of... There are different sections in the planner that are highlighted, basically showing us what we are in charge of or what we need to pay attention to. So that is my way of organising things. At the moment, because I'm off on my holidays from work, I'm doing a lot of the research and correspondence, things like that. So the planner is basically my little book. It's perfect handbag size so that I can just shove it in my bag and go to places. We're actually going to see a venue tomorrow, so I'll be taking this with me to make notes. And yeah, I really like it. I would recommend it. It wasn't that expensive. I think it was under £10. After I bought the book, I started, well, boyfriend and I kind of have a budget in mind of what we want to spend, and Mama and Papa Ginger have very kindly said that they would like to contribute something towards the wedding as a token of their love, so that's really sweet. But we've got a budget in mind of what boyfriend and I are happy to spend between us. So after I bought the wedding planning book, the holy grail of wedding planning, what I did was to go onto the internet and look at wedding venues to get an idea of prices. Now what I found was not all wedding venues had package prices on their website, so I've got in touch with places, I've sent an inquiry email just so that we know where, in effect, we can't get married, because a lot of places will be out of our budget, and we need to plan really frugally, because we know, because of who we are, a lot of money will be spent on the venue, on the food and on the entertainment, because we want everybody to have an amazing time at our wedding and kind of be a part of the start of this journey that we're about to embark on in 1.5 years' time. I think I must have emailed about 10 venues so far, and out of the 10 there were only a few that we've realised that we can afford, which isn't a bad thing because it means that we're more focused on what we can afford and what we are willing to spend. So if you find the same as me, that you're emailing places for inquiries and they get back to you and it's out of your price range, please don't feel disheartened. They might be able to sort something out that's suitable for your budget, or there are always different places you can try. Ask friends, ask family. We've reached out to people that we know who've got married in the recent past, just to get an idea of where we can look. So yes, we've reached out to people that we know, just for ideas of what people have spent on venues and things like that. And even though there are places that we know we can't afford, there are so many beautiful places that we still haven't looked yet, and you know, we've been to see one place already and we're going to see another place tomorrow, so it's really not the end of the world. If you've got a lot of time ahead of you to look for a venue, take that time and do your research, because there's probably a hidden gem out there somewhere that you haven't even thought of yet. So don't lose faith, because you will find somewhere that is perfect for you to get married. Aside from emailing venues, the other thing that I've been doing is starting to look at wedding dresses. The wedding dress part is probably one that's going to take a while for me and be a bit more stressful, just because I need to feel really comfortable on the day. I don't want to feel like I look ridiculous. I don't actually know what kind of wedding dress. Ow! I don't really know what kind of wedding dress I want to have. So, boyfriend and one of my friends actually came up with the idea of having a designated book where I can start putting my own thoughts, I can print things out, I can stick things in, I can make notes, and I just put my ideas onto paper. So I stuck the postcard on myself, but the book itself is from Paper Chase, and it was £5.50, and basically what I've done inside, boyfriend's seen this so it's okay at the moment, what I've done inside is I have, this is from when I went to try on dresses at the weekend, these are photos that were taken. Can you stop it, Dave? These are photos that were taken, so I've cut them out and stuck them in, made notes on different elements of dresses that I've liked, bits that I didn't, and then I've also started to draw, so if you can see that, it's going to be too dark. I've started to draw, if you can see that, my own designs, because there may be a chance, if I can't find anything that I like, that I may get my dress made for me. But you know, that's a long way off at the moment. I'm just looking to see what kind of styles that I like, because I thought I wanted one thing and then trying dresses on made me realise I wanted something completely different. So it's going to be a long process, I can tell. Other than, but okay, I started looking for dresses on the high street because I was a bit nervous about going straight into bridal shops and trying dresses on, because they're really expensive and I didn't want to break anything. So I went to the high street first just to get an idea of the kind of things that I like, the cuts that I like, the things that suited me. And then my friend came with me, Saloka came with me, and she took some pictures of me and gave me advice, because I know that when you're wearing a dress, it can photograph differently, whether it's the cut, or the fabric or something, so I wanted to have somebody to take a photo of me so that I knew what I'd look like on the day when the official photos get taken, basically. What I've actually done, because my bridal party is spaced out in different places, I've booked to go to a wedding show in October with one of my maids of honour so that we can do something together, and in next weekend actually I'm going down to see my parents and me and hopefully my mum if she's, you know, feeling better, and my other maid of honour are going to a bridal shop to try on dresses there. This is where it gets complicated. I'm going to have to split time between everybody to make sure everyone is a part of the planning process. So I've booked to go to a bridal shop to have an appointment, which is going to be exciting and nerve-wracking. After we got engaged and around the same time that we told both our parents, we have started to ask our respective bridal groomal, if you call the other side, parties, and invited them to be a part of our wedding. So I am going to have 2 maids of honour, 2 bridesmaids and 2 flower girls, and boyfriend is currently in the process of asking his groomal party as well. And everyone on my side has said yes. I've also got one reader. Saloka's going to do a reading for me at the wedding. It's a poem that I found by Pam Ayres. It's really funny and it's kind of symbolic and relates to mine and boyfriend's relationship quite a lot. So that was around the same time that we told both our parents. So that's something that I've done in the first 3 or so weeks. Some people wait, but it was important to me that everybody around me was really excited and wants to be involved, because as I've said before, I've got some of my bridal party down south, I've got some of my bridal party up north, so getting everybody together for all the important moments is going to be extremely difficult, so I'm trying to split my time so that I get to do different things with different people, basically. The Me to You wedding planner book, it actually has a timeline of when you should be doing things, which I found really, really helpful, because one of the things that was stressing me out when I started thinking about planning was I didn't have any idea when I was supposed to be doing things by, what I was supposed to be doing with, and in what time frame. So that breaks it down really well, and again I've highlighted it so that boyfriend and I are aware of what we need to be doing at a specific time. So as a breakdown, because I know that I've waffled a lot in this video like I normally do, and Dave's been playing around and it's been maybe a bit distracting for you all. So basically, weeks 1 to 3, what I've done is we told our families, we told our friends, I bought some wedding magazines for inspiration. After that, I bought myself a wedding planner book, and I've started to email venues to get an idea of prices. Boyfriend and I have set a budget. I bought my own bridal dress book so that I get to collate my own ideas separate from the planner, because there isn't a lot of room in the planner for sticking things in, because, you know, it's mainly for making notes. So I've got the bridal book. I've started to look into dresses. I've booked my first dress appointment. I've looked on the high street. We've chosen our wedding parties, groomal parties, and we've kind of got an idea of when we want to get married, which is obviously the most important thing, because everything revolves around the date. One book that I can recommend, which is something that I bought on a whim when I was buying the wedding planner online. I'll link where I bought the wedding planner and the book that I can recommend below, so if you want to go and check them out in more detail, you can do that. The book that I can recommend is the DIY, let's see that, the DIY wedding manual. Because boyfriend and I don't really have a massive budget, I'm hoping to do a lot of things myself to cut costs, and just reading the title of this book was enough to sell it to me, and actually reading through it it's really good, because if, like me, you don't really know what you're doing, you've never planned a big event before, in places it gives you breakdowns of what you need to do and questions you need to ask. At the very front it gives you a very direct and to the point timeline of what happens from when you get engaged to when you get married, so you're not completely stressing, which at the moment is my biggest concern, that I'm going to get stressed and turn into a bridezilla. This is a really good book. It gives you recommendations on things, it gives you ideas for things, how to do things yourself. Basically, if you want something to reference to help you, to keep you grounded when you're getting completely flustered and confused, this is a really good book. And like I said, I will link in the description box where I bought the book and also where I bought the wedding planner book as well. It probably seems like a lot to have achieved in the first kind of month, 3 weeks, but I really wanted to make sure I knew exactly what I was doing, to get an idea of where we could afford to get married, and basically just get everything sorted in my own head, because I do not want to lose it. I need it. I need my head. Yeah. That was my Ginger Gets Engaged 1 to 3 week update. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and leave me a comment if you enjoyed watching it, or it was helpful, or you want to see more videos like this. The more and more I plan things and we get things done. And if you want to see more videos like this as well, then click the subscribe button, because you are very welcome. We are all friends here. Yay! Catch you all soon!